So the last video, we saw the network effect that can naturally take place with the Endor system. We're able to see that the more users are added to the system, the lower the cost of using the system. And we saw that the more data providers we have in the system, the more accurate the predictions will be. And we're able to see that the more prediction engines are added into the system, the more we see an increase in prediction efficiency. So you might be asking, okay, what is the role of the token? What is Endor's role at the launch? So Endor's role, public data providers. Endor will use its dev team to implement production grade enterprise that will adverse and clean a variety of data streams, uploading them to Endor infrastructure as a ready database. This will include the Bitcoin blockchain, ERC20 blockchain, and other proprietary blockchains. Additionally, it will support social network feeds like Twitter and all that. You have the process data provider, you have the demand provider, applications and that. Then you have the ecosystem, who consists of the ecosystem. You have the data partners like Enigma, Twin, Ocean Protocol and all that. Social partners, you have Twitter, Reddit and all that. Where people can, place like Reddit, people discuss and all that. Then you have the academic research groups. These are guys at MIT or any other parts who will be willing to deep dive into more research and all that. And then you have the catalyst. Then there will be data sovereignty. You can just come and take people's data away and all that. And this talks about the platform and who is in the team, who founded the team, and all that. So I won't talk much about the team. You can go through the website and see who is behind the team and all those information. But one of the things I have to tell you is the team is basically one of the most advanced team in the world. You can check their portfolio. They are one of the most cited data scientists in the world. And another thing again about them is that they have a lot of patents, they have a working product and all these many steps. So you can see here they want to become the Google of predictive analytics. You can see their award here. You can see the challenge, some of them I've told you. And then the solution they are bringing, I've told you all this. Social fuse is I've told you all this. I've told you about their partners, you can see them up. The guys are working with their partners. And then they say the class is coming soon. You can check out that thing. Let's play a video from the professor.
I'm Professor Alex Pentland here at MIT, and what I'm going to be talking to you about is how social physics, understanding how crowds in markets can help us deal better with cryptocurrencies to make them more predictable and more profitable. The key insight is that it's people that drive markets. And when people are enthusiastic about something, they come together, they riff off of each other, you get herding, and that tends to drive things up. And when people get cool on something, that herding effect tends to diminish, and things get flat or even go down. And that's what social physics is about, is understanding that human behavior that's the thing underneath the markets. The world is becoming full of coins, and we see a future where everything is tokenized. And a good question is that going to be a crazy world where when you order coffee, by the time you pay for the coffee, it's 10 times the price you thought? Or is it going to be something where it's a little smoother and more predictable? And I think the key to that is knowing enough about the market analytics, that you can do arbitrage on markets. In traditional finance, what happens is when people think something's going up, they think it's having a little bit of a spike, they get in, they buy a little, they sell a little, smooths out the bumps, makes things much more predictable. And that depends on analytics about what's buying and what's selling. Today we don't have that sort of really deep analytics in the crypto market. We do have exchanges which enable arbitrage, but we don't have the information to do it. And that's where social physics comes in. So social physics is the science of using statistics to understand how people are coming together, how they're herding, how a fad is building, to be able to predict what's going to happen in the future statistically. So here at MIT, we've analyzed hundreds of exchanges to understand people's behavior in detail in order to build this social physics. And we've been able to do some rather amazing things from the statistical learnings we have about people's behavior. So the technology we developed in the lab here has been turned into a company called Endor.com, which for the last several years has been working with the big guys, the Walmarts, the MasterCards, the Pepsis, to be able to help them get the right products to the right places at the right time by predicting fads and waves of demand that come and go, and retailers and providers need to be aware of those and be ahead of the curve in order to make money. So doing exactly this sort of thing in the physical world. And now what we're doing is bringing this technology to the crypto world. So the social physics technology at Endor.com will let us know about the signals of human behavior behind the cryptocurrencies that'll let us ride this future of cryptocurrencies and tokens everywhere to a much more smooth and profitable conclusion.
Okay, let's do a quick recap. What is Endor? Endor can be taken as data sharing as a service. So, how does Google work? Have you thought about that? What is Google? Google is basically an index, a database. It may not be a database, but it's basically an index of a lot of websites. So what happens is that, as you can see, this is some of the websites I've visited and all that. Google takes billions of websites together, indexes them together, and then they have special software or algorithms that cross. Maybe you search for something like who is the president of the United States. So when you search this, what Google does is it searches every single website that is connected to the Google address or whatsoever, to the Google system, and picks any of this. That is why when you change something like this, maybe you change and say President of Romania, okay, Republic of Ghana, it changes. So what happens is that as you search, it picks the word like who, president, and all that. So when you change, it automatically changes, and within the split of a second, it happens. So with Endor, there will be people who will be providing this data that ranges from phone call, that ranges from what we do on Medium, from Reddit, Facebook, Twitter, and all that, to data that is contained in ERC20 blockchains. Yeah, pick all this data that is stored on blockchains, that are stored in the real world, stored on the mobile phones and all that. Pick them together, and then turn it to the Google of prediction. So while Google is to the search of information that are already on the web, Google will not exist without the web, right? So Endor takes everything people do, aggregate them, and then use it to predict the help business in their operations. So with Endor, you can actually predict who is likely to buy the next product, who will not buy. As a bank, you are likely to predict who will accept a loan and who will not accept a loan. So prediction market is going to be changed with Endor. Do they have what it takes? Yeah, they have what it takes. They have a very, very solid team. They have what it takes. They have very strong partnership and all of this. A very good one to them. But one of the things I don't see here is customer success operation manager. I don't really see a marketer here, but the team is growing. Maybe this. So guys, I'll see you in the next video. Even as I talk about, what do you want me to talk about? We'll be talking about sweet brush. We'll be talking about the form protocol. Do have a very good day, guys.